Hello everybody. Oh, God. Hello there, everybody. Nintendo vs. here with another review for you guys, and I'm here with some new deck ideas that I've been pitching out. I've been trying to find some new deck that can work with Team Plasma. I'm not getting into Team Plasma very much. I don't really like Team Plasma cards. They're to me a bit OP, but of course a Darkrai EX or a Mewtwo EX, like old school, can always knock them out in my mind. So basically, I made a variant of a deck that I call DMC, like Devil May Cry, that video game. I really like that video game, so I made something like that, but it actually has something to do with it. So the second I saw Cresselia come out, I knew it had a lot of potential, and I didn't know how to use it completely, but I made multiple decks that all failed. This one won me the most amount of battles, which is how many? 6? Yeah. So, and I recorded a video, but I deleted it on my desktop a while ago, and I forgot to make a new one, so let's just make it. I don't know the exact energy count, but I know the only two energies you'll be needing is Psychic and Darkness. Now, this deck does run Victini X, and you guys are going to be like, wait, if it runs a fire type, shouldn't you have at least one fire type energy? Nope, not one. But what you would need is at least 4 what is it, plasma energies? Yeah, for one Pokemon in the deck that might help you out a bit. Just to help out means just in case you don't pull energies, you have a special energy to use. So let's start out the deck. I'm going to pause the video and get all the Pokemon all rounded up. And was the most important Pokemon in this deck is Darkrai. Now this Darkrai is mainly here to counteract any Psychic type moves from Cresselia or other Pokemon like Mewtwo. Of course, we're getting some new Psychic types in Plasma Blast, I think. No, we're not. I just forgot. There is no Psychic type EXs there. There have been very few Psychic types, but Mew is a very bad variant of Psychic types that can possibly destroy any Pokemon. But Darkrai is just here to assist some of the other Pokemon. He's mainly a defender. We don't have a lot of Dark type Pokemon in this. In fact, we only have 2, which is Darkrai and Umbreon. Now, you guys are probably going to think, wait, if it's only 2 Pokemon who are Dark types, why does it even matter to have a Darkrai in there? Well, Darkrai number 1 has 180 health, which is a very good health ratio. And of course, it has a very good hit ratio of 90 for 3. That's horrible, right? But it does 30 for that, so you could kill any Tympole and or Durant. Means you could get Durant to half HP if they still do the Devour Durant thing, but no one does that anymore. The reason why I'm using full art is because I already have a full art in my deck, but you could easily just use what is it? See right here, you could have any of these. The promo one is always accessible, but the promo one is the same. It's fine. It all looks the same. The promo one looks like these. But I prefer to use this just because it looks awesome. But I understand few people don't have it. Don't judge me. I pulled it. I'm lucky. I must have got 100 hit from there. But basically, you will need to run 2 Darkrai's in this deck just as a helpful thing. And DMC has to have a Darkrai. And the reason why is because Umbreon might need to retreat out after a little bit. And it will take some dark energies to bond to. But mostly it's a Psychic type deck. So let's move on to our next Dark type before we move down to the Psychic. Next up we have Umbreon. And basically it requires an EV, but the EV can be anything you really want. So that's why I'm not doing anything on EV. I prefer the call for family EV, but you could use any EV you want as long as it's legal. Remember I did that thing a while ago about legal and illegal Pokemon? Well, what this will do is each of your Team Plasma Pokemon get 20 hit points up, which is great for the Cofagrigus that is in this deck. Now you're like, this is such a random deck, why do you have this? Well, the Cofagrigus is a very big troll. You can stall out your opponent while you're building up your Mewtwo / Cresselia. So this really will help in your deck. Also, Darkness Fang does 70 for 2, because I'm counting double colorless, which is very good and so on, but 3 if you can't pull a double colorless, which is sad. But you will need some retreat costs for this, even though it has 1 retreat, because if you don't want to lose any energy, you could just slap on that darkness energy and bring him out, because he only has 100 health, which is pitiful. It can easily be one-shotted by almost anything. So basically, you need this just for the protection, kinda, but it can definitely fight for itself. I keep this in my deck as a lieback safety for any of the other mishaps going on. Moving on. Next up we have a Yamask. Now this isn't the good Yamask, so I suggest you don't use this one. But unfortunately, I don't want to go back and look again. But let's just take one gander to see what's there. I just searched up Yamask and I clicked on this by accident, so I don't know why this clip is in here, but 1 second. This is the good Yamask. Move 1 damage counter off of any of your Pokemon to the opponent's side. Now this on its own is a major troll. You gotta love it for that. But this is the one you should use if you're using it with the one, the only, Cofagrius. But basically, I'm not kidding. It's a very fun thing to use, and I do suggest you use it instead of the other one, which if you use the other one, you won't get as fun pleasure of healing your Pokemon, because you kind of do heal. So basically, next up we will have Cofagrius. I'll show you him in a second. Then we have the star of the psychic types apart from the EXs, which is the only psychic type. Basically what Cofagrius does, 6 feet under. Once you knock out your once during your turn, before you attack, you may knock out this Pokemon. If you do, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Now this is funny as heck, because look at it this way. You get to do 100 damage, and basically it's for 3 energies, which sucks, but you get to do a free 30. Plus, if they're weak to Psychic, I am pretty dang sure that you... No, that doesn't work like that. But still, it's a good suicide move just in case you're trying to eliminate the playfield. Oh my god. This is also funny. Slap of Misfortune. You could totally troll them like this if they're like running something that needs to be flipped, like if they're running a Noble Victory's Victini or something. Or a whole EX, I don't know what flips. But basically, if they need to do this, Slap of Misfortune is the perfect thing for 3 energies. Unfortunate, but still doable. It's super funny to see them fail. And of course, you get 20 extra HP on your Cofagrius, which has 120, which can last longer. Now, this deck on its own is funny because it has such low defense that it's pathetic, to say the least. But basically, it is doable. You could win quite a few battles with this deck. It's very fun. This isn't the end of this deck. Now time for the variants and how many you should use for both Umbreon and Cofagrius, since they both that. Umbreon you should have at least 1. 2 is what is it? 2 is better. I can't think of the word. Cofagrius 2 is optimal. I don't know. 2 is the pretty good, and basically what is it? So 2 is best. Well, 4 is best, but oh my god, my tongue. 2 will do great, but you only need 4 Yamasks to be safe, which is great. Umbreon, I suggest you use 1 is because you really need it for the Pokebody. This one you could use in playable, but still it's like weird, so I guess you can. And also it needs that 1 energy. You could move around energies. No, you can't. Oh wait, I'm getting confused now, so I'm just gonna move on to the next slide. Let's go. X's we have Victini X. This is a very good Pokemon because it could do an easy 100 damage to a Pokemon level EX. Wow. And also Turbo Energize is amazing. Search your deck for 2 basic energies and attach them to Victini. Yay! To your bench Pokemon. In any way you like. Which is amazing. But the thing is that it does not work good without Victory Piece. So that's what you should definitely use. This is an excellent Pokemon if you played with Victory Piece. And let's see if we can find a Victory Piece. Yep, that was fast. Play this. If this card is attached to Victini EX can use its attacks regardless of the amount or type of energy it takes to do this. I can't read today. So this on its own is a great combination, and I do suggest you try it out. Next up, we will pause the video and go to the next Pokemon. Okay, next up we have Mewtwo EX. Now, you should run at least 3 of these. Well, 2 is okay, but I do recommend 3. This is a very good deck to play with Mewtwo. You could power it up on the bench and just oh sorry, it turned off. It said microphone stopped working. I plugged it back in. I plugged it out by accident. So basically, it's a very good thing to play. You could keep it on your bench for as long as you want. It's starting to get annoying. Hopefully it does not unplug again. I'm holding it in a very weird position. So it's a very good thing to knock out your opponents. With the X-Ball, it can do quite a lot. And it's a very stally deck if you haven't thought of it already. Think of it this way. Turn 1, get a Darkrai out. Good. Turn 2, get an Eevee out. Call for family. Get your Umbreon out. Turn 3, get Yama. Turn 4, evolve it into Cofagrius. Stall for 8 turns. Get 8 energies on Mewtwo. And this is the best theory. It's not actually going to happen. 180 damage, knock out everything. And if it's a black Kyurem with 300 HP, use that sad rap to his face and kill him. Yeah. That is the end of that black Kyurem. So basically, that's basically what you can do with Mewtwo. But I'm not done yet. There's one more Pokemon that we have to do before we get into the trainers, which is epic. Our final Pokemon. The Pokemon that holds this together perfectly. Cresselia. Cresselia has the Poke ability to be able to heal itself for 10 damage each turn, therefore making it the ultimate troll. This Pokemon only needs 3 energies to attach, or 4 if it's like that. Once your opponent's turn, this Pokemon has no weakness. Now this is really cool on its own. Mewtwo Wars are over. Psychic Protection might cost a lot, but it does a lot too. Mewtwo's will be easily knocked out with the strong 90 damage no matter what. Now I know there's a lot of counters to Cresselia and Mewtwo, like Darkrai, but still, if we have a Darkrai, we don't care. Yeah. I'm kidding. So, it's a very good counter, and I do suggest you play it. It's a very nice thing to add. Now, I recommend 2 to 3 of these. 2 is ideal. Found the word I was looking for. And basically, moving on to the next Pokemon. Just to be another troll, I do suggest you try a new thing called Pokemon Catcher. I'm not kidding, but basically it is being reprinted again, which is epic, so I do suggest you go ahead and check that out. Switch your opponent's active Pokemon when if you're benched, and that's just cool on its own. Now you could try different variants of this deck with Charon and other things. But basically this is the main format of it. You use a catcher to troll, but basically there's some other things like Sharon which I added, but basically this is pretty much all you need. A Pokemon catcher, those Pokemon, and a victory piece to have a perfect deck of, I think, 8 Pokemon. Basically this deck runs very well if you know how to play it. You could change it any way you want. Just leave the name the same, DMC, is because it's supposed to have a Darkrai, a Mewtwo, and a Cresselia, otherwise it's not the deck. You understand? Understand, Bucky? Bucky. Listen to my face. So, hopefully you guys thought that was helpful. And, go ahead and build your variant of DMC or use this variant. Psychic energy and darkness energies are all what you want them to be. It's your choice. So don't make me think you're weird. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.